Newport Richie, Newport nowhere, as they say. I'm a Floridian once removed. Unfortunately, when I was a child, my mother brought me up north to live in New Jersey. You can all say, "Aw," right? But thankfully, I came home, and I brought my children here in about 2005. And I will say that because of being an entrepreneur, that I was able to bring my children to live where I wanted to be. So I wanted to give all of you here who are self-employed entrepreneurs, CEOs of your life, a hand for doing what you do so that you can live a life by design, right? Supposedly. Let's go. Give them a hand, seriously. Here's what we know though, unfortunately. A lot of us who have a very high drive to succeed, right? We've got something inside of us that pulls us to do what we do every day. We find ourselves out of balance, overwhelmed. Maybe we're working extra long hours to get that extra dollar, right? And so you find that your relationships may suffer, your sleep may suffer, your health may greatly suffer as a result. And the dollars that come out of that do not make up for the hours that you've lost with the people that you love. True or true? True. So we are working extra hours, doesn't work out. So we get into this thing and say, you know, when I reach this level of success, then I will get to the gym. I'll hire a chef. I'll get a massage. I'll spend that extra time with my kids when I do this. But that when I then is a trap, an absolute trap. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about the habits of successful people. And what I will tell you is if you put your habits in place while you're on that path, the money will follow. So in other words, we have to get out of the mindset of when I then that and get into, well, we're going to do the habits today. And where do these habits come from? Well, they come from it's really the habits of the truly wealthy. I'm thankful I can say I was mentored by a seven-figure earner who was mentored by billionaires. And that's really where these habits have come from, and I've been able to implement them into my life. I've been a home-based entrepreneur for 14 years. Been blessed to make multiple six figures from home and lose it. But with the habits in place to bring yourself back up this is really the strength of an entrepreneur. Can we all agree? Yeah. You all have some habits in your life that serve you well, I would assume, or you wouldn't be in this room, right? Yeah. So my goal is for you to walk away with some tools that you maybe don't have in your arsenal already. And what I'd like to do is take you to a place of, thinking about the habits that don't serve you. You got to do that in order to get to a place where you think, well, maybe I do want to implement some of this and make some changes, right? So if you would, just play along with me, whether you're going to write them down because you're taking notes, because learners are learners, right? Note takers. Just write down a couple of habits, or mentally come up with a couple of habits that you know that you are doing on a daily basis that are taking you away from your goals. We all have them because you are either making decisions that bring you closer to your goals or away from your goals in everything that you do. True? True. Whether or not you are even aware of how important those goals are. So just come up, think of some things, you know it. I'm not talking about beating yourself up, just being honest, what we can do. A couple of habits, maybe if it's just one, I don't care, just one. Yeah, go ahead, you want to share? Oh.
Getting up a little later than I thought.
Right on, sleeping in. Right, okay, anybody else want to share?
I know.
Go ahead.
Mine is that I tend to go too quickly to answer a text, a voicemail, an email instead of corralling a section of time to do it just then. It's a habit of mine. I'm trying to break it, but I'm not succeeding on it yet.
Brilliant.
Being on the computer too much. Like, not working in my business, but working on my business. So they're different.
Yes, they are.
I'm a control freak. It's hard for me to let go of delegate some things because I feel like no one can do it better than me.
Right. Yeah, that's something a lot of us struggle with. Right? So, anybody else?
I have like a serious disorganization sickness. I couldn't tell you what the top of my desk actually looks like because it's covered in stuff all over.
I have help for you, and in fact, I've got a gift for you at the end that sincerely, that's literally thank you. Okay, so what I know is it is a heck of a lot easier to fill your life with good habits so that the bad ones are pushed out than to think about what you're not going to do, right? I am not going to sleep in, or let's just get a simple one. You may think, I know that if I eat a healthy breakfast, I have an excellent day. But if you focus on, well, I'm not going to have a donut and coffee because that leads to visceral fat buildup, which can give me a heart attack and all kinds of other diseases. This is not the mindset that you want to be in. And you don't want to think about depriving yourself of a donut. Okay, that's extreme. I hope nobody actually eats donuts, right? But instead you think, you know what, when I have this healthy breakfast, I feel incredible. Okay, in other words, so you're going to fill up your healthy habits jar so that the bad ones are pushed out versus thinking about what you've got to cut out of your life so that your life improves, okay? And we've got some tools. We have some light but hefty tools because your time is your greatest commodity and it's the biggest thing that we waste and it's the biggest thing that can be used for the wrong things. So some tools that the truly wealthy use to engage their mind in the right thought processes and so that we can accomplish the high-level goals that we have are things like prayer, meditation, exercise. The wealthy people most exercise a minimum of 30 minutes a day, no question. Personal development and planning. Planning is probably the biggest thing. You've got to plan. So if you don't plan, you don't plan because if you fail to plan, you fail.
You don't plan to fail, you just fail to plan.
Yeah. But really planning is the key, the before planning. So we're going to start each day in a specific way. I've been checking out the billionaires and some interesting things about them. How many of you know like some of them wear the same exact clothes every single day? Kind of weird.
It's really gross.
Well, no. But they wear a uniform. Why? Because it's highly individual. It's kind of extreme, but hey, you know what? It is what if it works for them, it's working.
Is it also a way for them to brand themselves?
It is as well. Yeah, people. But really, it's about your daily habits. So some things that work for me, and I'm going to give you what works for me, and you're going to pull out what works for you, what you're already using, and what I'm going to encourage you to do is just make it daily. I'm thankful I was actually mentored by John Maxwell. Everybody knows John Maxwell, world's leadership expert. And he told us, he says, I write every single day. That's how he's written like 72 books or something. I write every single day. What's every day mean? Every single day. Such a profound thing. So what's every single day? So I'll give you what I do, and you can, as I said, pull out what you love and what's different. For example, you may not want a very pretty gratitude journal with butterflies on it and the rest, right? However, I do start my day with gratitude. A simple practice of opening a book, writing down the blessings from the day before, and giving thanks. Why? Because at the end of the year, well, first of all, you got to focus on what you got so you can have more. But at the end of the year, I can look at this gratitude journal and I can go, you know what? Maybe my big goal, my big, hairy, audacious goal wasn't met, but there were so many blessings along the way, it was all worth it. Okay, so it serves a double. It gives me the ability to look back and go, you know what? What the heck am I complaining about right this moment? Oh yeah, did I forget about this one and that one? Every single day. Some days it's pages, some days it's this much, but it's every day. The next thing I do is I pick up my Living Your Best Year Ever. This is Darren Hardy. Everybody know Darren Hardy is Success Magazine, the editor. Living Your Best Year Ever is literally, it's a workbook that leads you day-to-day actions towards your goal. This is heavy duty, hefty stuff. If you want to stay where you are, don't take my advice and don't get this. Don't do this. If you want to change drastically and be your own best boss, your own hardest boss, right? The best employee, then you get a hold of this because this isn't just about success in business. I'm going to be really clear. I don't know if you can see these, but there's like these flat tires pictures. It's like, see the flat tires? I think I got a flat tire. I know I have a flat tire picture. The point is, you've got a success wheel, and this, my eyes are you're talking about the physical, financial, business, lifestyle, mental, spiritual, family, and relationship goals that you have for the year. Okay, so it's not just about business. And so every day, you're reviewing what your goals for the banner goals for the year are, what your top 3 goals for the week are, your top 3 goals for the month, and the 3 most important events that you have for the week. Of course, this speaking was one of the 3 most important events for the week that I had. So every morning this week when I woke up, I looked in here and I saw that, and I asked myself, am I prepared for that to happen, right? And then there's this beautiful thing, it's called the weekly rhythm register, where literally I have the tasks that I know that I should be completing on a daily basis to further my goals. And again, it's not just about business. On here, I literally have exercise, veggies, declutter, personal development, quality time with my family, and music and praying. That's all my weekly rhythm register for daily, okay? And so then every day I'm check marking whether or not I accomplish those things. And at the end of the week, if I have nobody to blame but me if my goals are not being met. Because on a daily basis I review whether or not, how many, did I prospect the number of times, did I talk to as many people? Was I working on my business, right, or in my business, right? Was I playing on Facebook, or did I actually communicate with people while I was on there? So I have nobody to blame but myself. Tracking, my friends, this is huge. So, and then there's a review, there's losses, there's weekly, monthly, just tips. I promise you, and you can start at any time. I started on my birthday because, hey, it's your birthday. But just do this, please. Then I pulled out my agenda. And this is a tool I can give you right now. So whether or not you go get that book and order it on Amazon or not, it's okay. Right now you can do this. Starting tomorrow, you pull out your production notebook. Hey, go to Walmart, get yourself one of these. This is my production notebook from 6/15 on. Production notebook, literally, I wish it was bigger. I wish I had a big old white thing. We usually do. Yeah?
Yeah, I know. I just noticed that too.
The production notebook, you literally started out by putting your date at the top, and then you're going to put your agenda for the day, and then your 3 banner goals right here. So the 3 areas of your life are your 3 big goals that you are striving for.
Repeat your page.
Yep. Agenda, okay. Agenda. The 3 main goals, and then at the bottom, this is like my own travel. That's my industry, right? So things are going to be different for your industry, obviously, than mine. I'll be as transparent with this as I can, because that'll probably help you more, right? So your agenda, that's where you open up your calendar. 81% of the truly wealthy, we're talking millionaires and billionaires, use a paper calendar. Good old-fashioned paper, not an electric, okay? Or not your phone. And only like 19% don't. And here's what the fact is. If you've got it on your paper calendar, and you've got it written down, you got your goals, wealthy people achieve 70% of their goals. That's pretty huge, 70%, right? So is there magic to writing it down on paper? Yes, instead of letting it all swim around in your head and think, I know what I gotta do, I know what I gotta do, I gotta run and meet that client. I know what I gotta do today. I gotta make sure I get stuff in my mouth so I can get there and not, no, plan. This is the planning piece, okay? Paper calendar, pull it out, and look at what my calendar for the day says, and that's where I get to the agenda. What am I doing today? The agenda's up here. Now, the 3 banner goals that I have are $150,000 in my business for the year, the organizational principles of my life, which include decluttering, time management, etc., and balance, which includes my family and my health. So every day, 3 things. 3 things towards that specific banner goal accomplished. Whether that starts out with something as simple as, I slept great, I ate an awesome breakfast, and I worked out. Guess what? That goes towards balance as long as my family's on this list. I worked out with my son at the park. That's what I did today. actually. So there you go. But this is the key. And then at night, you go to bed after re-glancing at your agenda, and you go, you know what? This was a good day. Tomorrow, what are we going to do? Again, you're planning. You're going to plan tomorrow. How many people know that you can employ a production journal starting today? And this may help you in your goal achievement for the year. Starting now. We got halfway through the year, we got another halfway to go. Do you think something like that would be helpful? Yeah. All right. So, what types of things do entrepreneurs need to plan? Well, I already stated that we've got to have our health in check, right, in order to live our best lives. So, should we be planning things like sleep? Yeah, in the right hours. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting, that's the problem, because I'm up working late, and it's
Sleeping in.
becomes counterproductive.
Right. Does anybody know the best hours of the night that you should actually sleeping for your health? Like
That's it, right?
bingo. Ding, 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 ding.
And I'm bad because I know that.
Say it again for them.
10 to 2.
Why?
It's supposedly because of your circadian cycle, the most restorative sleep you can possibly have between those hours.
Restorative how?
It makes me pretty.
Yeah, literally.
Chemistry of your body, and your skin, everything.
Everything, and your hormones, every cell of your body is remaking itself constantly. So sleeping between 10 and 2 is crucial.
And drink water before you go to bed.
Yes, and drinking water like crazy. So heck, that would be something we could plan. So sleep. Taking each time for, well, wealthy people, they read every day, 30 minutes. And I've got some cool things, I've got some resources here for you. But we can multitask, all right? Because you might be thinking to yourself, how the heck am I going to sit down for 30 minutes and read that book? You know what, I have so many books that are like marked in the middle where I stopped reading. But then I have this thing that's called Audible, and I can listen to them. So multitasking is the key. So multitasking, whether you're listening while you're driving down the road to your next appointment, so you're actually educating yourself, or you are working out. So workout and personal development at the same time. Personal development's key. We got to plan it. But this is what I also know. We're all professionals, and we all need to be at the edge, cutting edge of market trends. We need to know what's going on in our industry right now. We need to know what's working to increase production, sales, whatever it is, right now. So 30 minutes a day, utilize for making yourself better in whatever industry you're in. Plan it. That way you do have a cutting edge. You are above and beyond what your competition is doing. Because most people aren't. They're just peddling and doing. They're not actually planning to be better at what they do. But multitasking is my major. All right. Now, if we've employed daily habits we should be sleeping before. Sleeping 10 to 2 is amazing. Waking up early. I would encourage you. Sleep is one of the biggest commodities that people are absolutely neglecting, and it doesn't serve you. It will lead to weight gain, higher stress. The disease list is very, very long, and you will be no good to anybody if that's really where you're operating in. So sleep. I'm encouraging you to sleep at between the right hours. So getting to bed early and getting up early. If you can do 6, go ahead. If you are good with 8, go with it. Don't neglect it. Why? Because you're an entrepreneur. You want to be the best person for people that you're working with and for your family, right? That's who you want to be. So sleep, so you don't snap on people. Right? And earlier the better. So, as I said, your daily habits are going to shape your life, and they're either going to move you towards your goals or away from them. So I hopefully have given you some tools that you can use that will help you to move towards your goals, because they're all really individual. And I'm just going to share a couple of resources with you. I did share all 3 again. This is Living Your Best Year Ever from Darren Hardy. This is a super ramped up version of the daily production notebook, right? Then I'm going to, have you read Contract? Yes.
the same author, right?
Yeah. The compound effect talks about, you know, you're either moving towards your goals or away from them with every single thing that you do. And your success is not the result of something that you're going to decide to do this week and you didn't fly. You didn't fly. It's going to take, this may take time. I actually had my son do the math. Hold on. This morning I was thinking to myself, because this is about how to become an overnight success, right? You're right. Who's an overnight
Mom's
success?
like, yeah, I gotta hear her. That's just not good.
I forgot that. Overnight success is completely obviously not true. You see the glory, but you don't know the story. You don't know where they came from. You don't know what they did to get where they are. And you know, there's no reward for persistence, but the reward is at the end. Nobody's going to go and give you rewards for being like this, you know, persistent entrepreneur who never lets go, for being tenacious. It's not a reward. The reward comes, but nobody's looking at that story. So I had my son do the math because I wanted to. So overnight success actually took me 2,190 nights. And nobody would know that because it took me 6 years. I was, you know, working on home-based business. You can imagine mom's little home-based business. And at year 6, we went from 1,000 a month to 27 a month. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
But did anybody know who I was at $1,000 a month? No clue. But it was But what happened along the way? Lots of education, lots of application, lots of skills development, and we're all doing that. So you're either moving towards it or away from it. So I would recommend grabbing this copy. If there's a book that you can read, yeah, this is not a hard read. This is not some heavy duty. Yeah, see, they have it on audio, obviously. And then John Maxwell. John Maxwell's got some pretty heavy and awesome tunes, you know, readings, some really good stuff. But what he did was, I think this is like, I don't know if his book number 60 something, which is crazy. But he wrote this book, Then, After. And it's called The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. And essentially it's the book that you should read before you even walk into class. Because before you become a leader, you've got to begin to grow. So I'm going to start somewhere with some, you know, some great reading. I would recommend The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. Just for, and you know what? The fact is, there's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. When you read this stuff, you go, yeah, I knew that. I know I should. Nothing new under the sun. However, when we read it, it becomes part of us and part of what we do, part of how we can serve other people. That's how we become better. So, and that's, oh, and your gift. Okay, so before I open up the questions, I'm going to invite you. I work with a 7-figure mentor. She's a self-made millionaire, and she has a class. It's called Organize Your Life for the Business Professional. And I can offer you a $100 discount on Organize Your Life. It's an 8-week course. It's online, so it's 1 hour a week. And she talks about, you know, it's only partly, but about decluttering. She also goes over tax law and has lawyers on the webinar as well. So if you'd like to take part in Organize Your Life, that can go a big way towards helping you to achieve your goals. Just email me. You can email me at Melanie at melaniemilitics.com. It's actually right on the card that I passed around. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Yes.
You know, it's interesting when I consider, I don't know if it applies to other professions, but think of mine in particular, you're dealing with variables of things that may happen to people at a certain time, whereas goal setting in a field where the next client is going to come from is so uncertain. Is there any particular approach that you consider to something like that? And, you know, the reason I say that is because, for instance, I mean, if you're going to, he knows who his clients are. They're people that want to shoot,
Right.
and he can reach them because they've been doing it. They know what they want, or they know where to find that. Same business with with chiropractic. If you're in, but although there's some similarity, but as far as things like a market where you don't know where the next, currently 1,500,000 people are injured in the state of Florida a year. But how can one actively goal set as far as that type of thing? Because you can't make the people come to you.
No, but I think anybody else have any answers? I think that your part of your goals will be in general, so they're finding you above and beyond everybody else. You can't target somebody because you don't know who's gonna get an accident, it's unfortunate. They get an
You
accident.
can't manage results, so, you know, you gotta manage activities, so.
Right. Yeah.
What activities that you could do could lead to that result, whatever that result you're looking for is, that's what you need to worry about. You can't worry about how do I, you know, how do I get my next guy, but what activities do I have to do in your case, right? To get that next guy. That's, I don't know if it makes sense.
No, it does, it's a good
But
point.
if you start managing results, you're too late.
So you obviously work on reputation and,
Right, in your case, you know, I mean, I don't know much about your business, but, you know, I mean, I watch TV just like the rest of us, right? And
Also,
that's good.
is there a certain age group that is more prone to injury statistically that's something to find out. And where do those ages in the market?
Well, yeah, obviously it's gonna be people that are over the age of 16 drive.
People who drive? Okay.
It's usually, you have a younger demographic and then you have an older one. But, you know, you don't know where that next person's gonna come from, but, you know, that's what makes it a little more, right, a little less.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I don't know if that works for lawyers, but testimonials would be huge. Like, what he's looking for is feedback. You don't know how far that can go with what you do.
Mhm.
Testimonials, I think it's huge. Most lawyers are working on such a, well, lawyer kind of platform, but if you can make it more accessible to people, I mean, what's that goofy thing that you hear on the radio all the time? It's so annoying, but you don't forget it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it, 'cause I'm not going to advertise for it, but you know what I'm talking about. And makes it accessible to people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think today, when, even if someone is referred to you by a friend, they're still gonna stalk you a little bit. They're still gonna look at your, they're gonna go to your website, they're gonna, like we have a great website, and no one, it's rare that people find us because of our website, but I think it's extremely common that someone finds us, and they say, well, let's check these people out, and let's see what kind of person he is on his Facebook page, let's check out their company Facebook page. Let's go to their website, make sure they look like a real business, and it's the type of people that I want to work with.
Right.
So,
I actually have a presentation that's on my blog that's called Wrapping Your Social Media Arms Around Your Offline Contacts, because you're right. People will go and they'll stalk you to find out whether and how you actually are better than your competition.
we take it in the opposite direction. When Bobby is making a follow-up call to a buyer's agent who worked with us last week and never before, and never again if he doesn't call her, frankly. He checks her out first, him or her out first on Facebook to see if there's a commonality, see if there's some reason to talk to this person other than, hey, how did you do? And it's effective. And honestly, when you try to find someone and they're just not there, you think a little bit less of them because they have no presence at all.
Or if they're not in the industry.
And if they're not in the production report. Sometimes we don't call them at all.
Awesome. Thank you for anything else. We're good? Y'all, thank you so much for having me.
Very good.
Again, keep going, Kevin. MelanieMilitix.com. Thank you guys. Oh, look at that. She's got Periscope. Angel, hey, heart me, people.